Okay, welcome back, gents, to another video. Today I want to react to some new changes that have taken place here in the UK in relation to explicit content online. So now going forward, as of, I believe, 2 days ago now, I think it was Friday that it was introduced, you have to verify your identity. You have to prove that you are over the age of 18 to be able to access explicit content online. And I think that's a step in the right direction. I want to quickly react to the news article on this, and then I'll offer my 2 cents shortly after. So let's go.
How to stop children being exposed to harmful content online. That is the aim behind new protections which came into force today. Age checks like facial recognition and credit card checks are now required for some adult sites. It's meant to stop children from accessing pornography, and companies risk big fines if they fail to comply. There are also measures designed to clamp down on toxic algorithms, removing material about self-harm and eating disorders from children's feeds. Well, today the government said they have high expectations for how they will be enforced by the media regulator, Ofcom.
I'm urging Ofcom to use those powers to the maximum so that we can keep children safe and they can safely explore all the wondrous benefits the internet has, but for too long has been poisoned by some of the harms that have got to children where they never should have done in the first place.
Okay. What do I think about that? I think that's terrific. I really do, because it creates another barrier. Yes, people are always going to try and think outside the box. If they really wanted to access those sites, they might use a VPN, or they might, figure out a way to go around it. But it's a barrier that wasn't there before. So that's always a plus in my books, especially when we're talking about very young children who may stumble upon these sites, or maybe somebody in school mentions something to them and then they go home and they look it up and then immediately they're on the sites. At least now, if they click on the sites, nothing comes up other than a little box that says you need to verify your age. Okay, and then now they have to, of course, either submit some ID or do like a face check. So it just creates a barrier. It really does. And I think that will improve. There's a net positive that we can take from this. Absolutely there is. Right? And for you desperate motherfuckers out there that are going to be using VPNs, you need God. Okay, you really do. But I think this is a positive step. It really is. Think about how many young children stumble on these sites every single day. And this is how it starts. A little bit of curiosity. They land on a page that they shouldn't have landed on. And then that's it. Their innocence is taken away from them. And before you know it, months later, they visit these sites on a regular basis. Okay, because it's, what starts off as something, as a curious look, becomes a trap of some sorts as well that they can't find themselves getting out of. So I think this is a positive step. I really do believe that. Now, there is a question around these third-party age verification platforms. What are they going to be using your data for? I mean, who are these companies, first of all? I heard it's some American age verification platforms. They say that they hold on to your data for about 30 days and then they delete it. I don't believe that they do delete it, personally speaking. There could be a bigger reason behind this. Because if millions of people are going to be so desperate that they're going to submit their ID, well, now millions of people's information are going to be given to these platforms, which I believe, personally speaking, is then passed on to the governments. That's what I think. Now, I don't want to get into some deep conspiracy, but there is some sort of collaboration, shall we say, that I believe may be taking place here. And sure enough, millions of people will go and submit their IDs. They will grab their passport. Now, I think it's very sad, isn't it? If you have to go and find your passport in your house, get it out, open it, take a picture. So just so that you could see some explicit content on the hub. You are in a very bad situation. You really are. Things are not looking good. If you have to use your passport picture so that you can bust a nut. I mean, things are not good. Okay? So don't be doing that, please. Please, for the love of God, do not be taking a picture of your passport just so that you can jump on the hub and bust one off. Okay? Please don't do that. I can just imagine there's some dude who works for these age verification companies just laughing, seeing all these passports come through like, damn, son, that brother's starving, right? But yeah, I mean, I can imagine you'll probably see millions of pictures of men whose faces have no more light in them. Just, I want to have a look, please. Verify me, right? Not good. Not good. But in general, I believe that this is a good move. I've spoken about NoFap and the dangers of pornography so many times on my channel. And it's about time something is done. It's a deterrent, just like when you see a house with a beware of the dog sign, even if the dog ain't there. Maybe there isn't even a dog at the property, but that sign is there to deter people from potentially trying. I know it would fucking deter me. I ain't trying to risk it. And so, these pop-ups that now come up on all these porn sites, they will hopefully deter some people from accessing these sites, at least in the short term. Look, whether they do that later on, whether they download a VPN and then finally get onto these sites or not, sure enough, right now, I want to be investing in some VPN companies, I'll tell you that. But what they do later on down the line, I don't believe matters very much right now, because if somebody wants to take the initiative to do all these things, such as submitting ID or downloading a VPN, that person needs a bit more help. They really do. But that deterrent is a good thing. It is, because sometimes it may kill your mood. You go to, you want to go and watch one of these videos, which I never encourage that you do, but let's just say you were really horny one day, as many of us are, and you jump on Google, and there you are, you're trying to get onto these sites, but you can't because you have to submit your ID. Well, now it's like, well, fuck it, then I'm not going to do it. It kills the mood, which is a good thing. It is. Now you're forced to confront the demon that you are. Right. And now you're just like, well, fuck it, I guess I got to go for a walk, release some steam that way. But it's a good move. I really do believe it's a good move. Just wanted to share my 2 cents. If you like these kind of reaction videos, do let me know. I'll make more of them going forward. But hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know what you think of this new regulation down below. See you guys in the next video.